because we'll leave so wood and sand will be the first things that we produce, and they'll degrade the most, so that's fine. So our goal is to get sand to about 300 as well. We might even need more than 300. I hope not. I hope that this will all sort of work out. I am going to try fixing the vehicle and see how fixing works. Just because like there is a clear, distinct speed difference between the two vehicles. I'd say it's about a 20% speed difference between them, and that's a big deal. So this way we'll be at 240, and then we'll do one more load, and that'll get us where we need to be. All right. So sand is at 320, wood is at 300. That should be all well and good. All right, let's try fixing. So I'm curious. Oh, right. I'm curious, how much do you cost to fix? Truck seems to be in fairly good condition and doesn't require repair. Okay. Time 146 trips. Okay, cool. So I'm going to game this a little bit. So it's going to take 146 trips, right, for me to do stuff. That's not a problem. You'll see why in a second. So we've done that. Repair in 146. Let us... I don't think we can, like, super game it. But there is... Is it you? I mean, sheep is pretty close. Yeah, cool. Okay. So it's just about trips, right? It's not about anything else but trips. So that's going to work. Whilst we're doing that, we'll also consider doing some other things with the bigger truck. Yep, you're the worm place. We'll do that. So it's going to take a little bit longer than I thought it would, but that's all right. Okay, and then oats. Sure. I swear someone needs oats. Wait, you need oats. We've got oats, right? Oh, no, I did barley instead of oats. Haha. Well, I'm glad I looked at that. Let's sell this wood store. Yep. Let's buy a single store. Let's buy oats. I mean, it's a basic confusion to make, it's just it could have been a disastrous one. How's this going? Nice. Okay, we're about halfway done with repairs. I'm gonna just overkill on oats here. Okay. It's probably fine. 280, 240. Should be okay. 60 trips remain. Is there any other trips that I can do that are basic? No, unfortunately, we've been doing a good job of keeping most of this up to spec. I suppose I could do some towns while I wait. Oh yeah, because 150 is a speed up, isn't it? Completely forgotten about that. Okay, so this will get us up to speed 12. Which will put us only 2 speed bonuses away from the max speed. So there we go. We're now at 12 times speed, with the maximum speed of the game being at 16 times. Actually, let's stop you. You're done because you're full. But we just discovered that you need some upgrading, so let's do that. It's not much, but it works. Okay, chemical plant at level 1. We do want to eventually get you all the way to level 3. Alright, let's try some things. Does this work? It does. Okay, excellent. Let's zoom right in. And let's just go... Hey, go to there. Hey, go to there. Hey, go to there. Hey, go to there. It's lame. And it's not automated. But it works. I only need to do this another 22 times. It's fine. Like, normally what you do is you'd be like, okay, I repair the vehicle while I go and do a whole bunch of other stuff. But we didn't really have a whole bunch of other stuff to do. And what I could be doing is I could be going and doing businesses and all that sort of jazz. But I just want to get this done. I want to see if this test works. If this test doesn't work, I want to see what... That's true. Except the amount of money that I'm paying is $1.30. Yeah, I think the Treasury can bear such expense. Repaired. Okay. So these two are repaired now. What I want to do is I want to move them both to somewhere like here. And now we're going to do a test. Excellent. They are within close proximity to one another now. So I think the slow one will actually be the used one that we bought. So... because it already had kilometers on it. So that's fine. Okay. Now we're going to have to play this very precisely, using pauses and everything potentially. 2 might not be enough for this, but I'm really hoping that what we've done has made it so that way 2 is enough for this. Really hoping. Okay. Let's start with sand. gonna do... I'd like you to do another one. Can you do another one? Yes, you can. But I have to do it manually. Okay, let's switch to wood. Okay, same again. I want you to do another load. Okay. Switch to... yeah, we want oats and chickens next. Look at how quickly that sand timer is going down. We might be fine. I am confident. Okay, what I want to do here is I want to split. I want you to do one more load of oats and you to start on chickens. Okay. You can now go and grab chickens, please. You're a little bit behind, but that's okay. Alright, after this, we switch to doing... Okay, let's jump on wool. When I said that, I sort of meant both of you. Yeah, we got this. It seems like the consumption slows down once you're at a higher amount. Alright. It definitely took 2 trucks. We probably didn't need to repair. But we have now unlocked the Sweden roadworks. Whew, that took an immense amount of effort. Okay, they require things like wood and sand and all sorts of stuff. Okay. Let's get one of you doing the sand. Since we've got sand nice and close by. And we'll get one of you doing the wood. Since we've also got wood nice and close by. Alright. Send them in to start investigating Sweden. Which we're going to hit a whole bunch of roadworks again. My favorite. Spoiler alert, not my favorite. Thank you. Now these roads will be locked. Yeah. So these roads are locked until we've done Arjung, which is probably nowhere near how that's supposed to be pronounced. Yeah, until we've done this, which is... So it's got a really low population, so like it won't... like it'll barely use any of this consumption-wise. But it requires an immense amount. Alright. Let us continue on see a rock roadwork here. So I'm going to focus on doing the southern route into Sweden itself, and then I'll come back and start seeing about northern. Let's turn off this. Is that roadworks? Why does that look like roadworks? Okay, don't know. But it's not roadworks, right? Yeah, okay. Weird visual glitch game. Alright, good news is we now have access to Argent, so that's fine. But we encounter yet another roadwork. This time of steel, but we have one of gravel. We can definitely do gravel, although gravel's a long trip. Oh, actually it's not that long. Yeah, so once we've unlocked this, then things will work out really well for us. Because our problem is that this is all locked up too. But once we've got this open, then we'll be able to get across this way, which will be far faster for a lot of this. Okay, so far no goods found in Sweden, but that's not surprising, considering the game is literally throwing roadworks at me at every turn. If it could kindly stop doing that, because I clearly have the goods needed, that would be nice. Let's switch. We'll also switch to the other truck and do this other roadworks at the same time. Might as well get them done and use both these trucks the way they're meant to. So the good I'm most looking for is oil. Don't know if we're going to find that here, but it is definitely what I am most looking for. Okay. It has let up on the roadworks a little bit. It's still going to be massively annoying, but it's not every 10 meters like it was before. Okay. Looks like we're pretty much at roadwork o'clock again. There might be a... no, there's not. Okay, really? All that and still no businesses. Well, plenty of businesses, but still no industry. Okay. Maybe there'll be more down here. We found, like, look at the difference in Norway. We found, like, industry. But so far in Sweden, nothing. Nothing at all. Alright, let's switch to you for a second, and we'll come down here and see, hey, look. I think we don't have enough there. So we'll get you to do that. That'll open up some southern. Maybe. Generally, I found that the city industries are not as useful as the ones in the countryside. It's a fairly general observation, but it is an observation that I have seen. Let's do clay. It's a long trip for clay. Well, it was also a long trip for sand. Okay, let's continue. Oh, rural is also a form of industry, right? Like we get things like lingonberry. Ah, beautiful, beautiful Swedish export. I do love me some lingonberry. Don't know what it is about lingonberry. It's just so freaking nice. I have no clue what lingonberries are. Lingon. Lingon. That's how I would pronounce it. Alright, is this going to be another Bane pronunciation stream? It's fine if it is. I don't mind. Let's go to the YouTubes and type in lingonberry pronunciation. Alright. Oh God, make it stop. Make it stop. Just pronounce the word.
Hey, thanks for tapping my video. Right now I will show you how to pronounce this word. The word you see sounds like lingonberries.
Okay, that one said the way that I said it, so that's fine.
Lingonberry.
Yeah, come on. And things are going fine, Dennis. Chat's just berating me as always. It certainly has been. We had to do quite a heck of a lot to get access into Sweden. It was probably we had all the constituent parts to get into Sweden, but it was probably an hour and a half of content to actually unlock the puzzle required. Wouldn't necessarily take pronunciation advice from a robot voice with broken grammar. Come on now, Max, like, if you wouldn't take advice from that, who would you take advice from? Okay, so yet more roadworks to unlock. Bricks will be annoying, just because they're far away. But it's bricks or it's planks. Let's make it planks. Planks are much closer. Okay, let's switch back to the northern truck. Oh, kind of a eastern truck at the moment, but... Alright, we found meatball and potatoes, the other good Swedish food. Oh, delicious. You know, I'm glad that we had a Swedish cafe and that I got to try, like, proper Swedish meatballs. Because, like, IKEA ones, yeah, they're alright. Or they used to be. They changed the recipe here in Australia and it's gone really terrible. The meatballs are mostly cardboard now, it feels like. But yeah, having a good meatball and potatoes dish, oof, so good. Now the real question is, will we find my favorite Swedish delicacy? Look, if this game manages to also make us create tunnbrödsrulle, which is not how that's pronounced, but it's as close as I can get. Oh, we discovered a steel mill. Nice. We still don't have iron ore, so... but that's useful. I have chatted at great length about my love of Tom Broadruler. And it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful food. Will opening the bridges in Denmark be costly? Yeah, possibly. Don't know. Do not know. Sorry, I went on a tangent. I was talking about food. It's always a problem with me. Okay, so looking up north, it looks like... Okay, we've got planks here, so that'll be fine. Let's get planks going. And let's have a look at our southern guy. I like this. I like this juggling of trucks, you know, being able to use one to unlock a roadwork whilst we start exploring with the other one. It's a nice two-pronged approach that I'm quite a fan of. Okay. Okay, we're at roadworks again here. Okay, but one of them's gravel. That's very easy. Plus, then we also have another gravel there, so that's super easy. Could also do clay. No, I think we do gravel and do a double gravel here. It's probably going to be the main route that we take. Although there are some cities here, so... Yeah, double gravel it is. Gravel's nice and, well, sort of close by. I like how you need to send these trucks to discover towns, like adventurers exploring into terra incognita. It can be a little frustrating. I like it in principle. I think in practice it is a little frustrating because there is no auto exploration option, and especially early in the puzzles, there's a lot of times where you're not sure if you've fully discovered everything or if it is locked. Speaking of locks on it, we got bricks. Okay. Thought it might have been stopping me from going further north again. It's okay. Let's grab this bricks, and then let's switch back to the other. This is the middle of absolutely nowhere. Excellent. Alright, can we also unlock this? No, we can't. Just looking at the... we probably want to unlock this, because we're taking this massive route around this. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely want to unlock this. I'm going to do that next, even though it'll take a decent amount of time. Alright, so is there anywhere that I have missed so far? We can't cut across this. Oh no, we can cut across this. I thought it was a boat-based roadwork, but it looks like it's a wood-based roadwork there, and a boat-based roadwork here. Okay. Also, okay, that's where it is. What do you know? Alright, you're coming in to deliver that. Yeah, so I'm bringing stuff they need to build roads and bridges and tunnels, is the idea. It's as if some great catastrophe has happened in the Earth and it's destroyed a whole bunch of roads, and sometimes you need goods to open those roads, like water. Yeah, we don't ask about it, honestly. Okay. We don't need to do this roadworks. It's pretty minor. We can definitely go around that. So that's fine. I'm surprised we haven't opened a quest at this point. Really, if the only industry in Sweden is going to be that's relevant is going to be frickin' steel mill and no iron ore, I am going to be very, very annoyed. I really don't think that the game will do that, but... Oh, can we do this road work? No, we can't. Look, what we'll do is we'll take this one, because wood is reasonably easy-ish to get. So we haven't gotten a quest for this, which makes me think that I might already have the quest for it. Sweden Road Fix 2. Do we have a Sweden Road Fix 1? No, we really don't. It's possible that they're all behind this Swedish Road Fix 3, but I wouldn't guarantee it. You have to remember, Ergren, the game is a puzzle game at its heart. So it's not going to always be where it is in reality. It will be where something is in reality. Like, generally, if there's a steel mill somewhere, that location in real life does also have a steel mill. I still don't understand what this game actually is, honestly. It's a logistical puzzle game. That's the way I think of it. I think of it like playing Euro Truck Simulator, but with a map view instead of actually driving the trucks. And with it having more impact on where you deliver goods and what happens with the goods that you deliver. Yeah, it's the way I see it. Whether or not that's accurate, yeah, who knows. Let's go back up north and do some more exploring. So we run into yet more roadworks. Okay. Ah, okay, interesting. So Swedish Road Fix 2 might be this, and Swedish Road Fix 3 might be all of this and that? I don't know. Seems weird. So it's like Patty 4 or Transport Tycoon. You have to set up a chain of transporting goods between LGOs and factories and towns. No. Because like normally in something like Patty or Transport Tycoon, you're setting up routes that need to take like multiple trips, and those routes will generally stay good throughout the entire game. In this game, it's a little more hectic because it has every town and all of that, and all the towns have goods that they require and stuff like that. So it becomes less about setting up great logistical networks, and instead is sort of spot firing logistics at this point in the game. So I say at this point in the game because we do have shipping, and shipping is a whole nother beast. Once we start getting into shipping and we start dealing with some of the things that shipping need to give us benefits for, we start going to some sort of crazy levels of management. So we'll be shipping goods to countries in order to use those goods in those countries. So, okay, like let's use an example. Homebush, no, need a yellow town. Here we go. Duneside. So I've completed Duneside. It's yellow. You can see that I have delivered its need for oil. When I complete a town, it unlocks industry slots. So it lets me buy industries in the game. Well, money hasn't just been a number. It's been surprisingly tight a couple of times in this game so far. Sometimes because I'm being obtuse. Like I want a much larger ship than you probably need. So I can build an industry, right? But in order to build one of these industries, I first need to unlock it. And how I unlock it is... I forget where it tells me. There's definitely a part that told me about it. Anyway, in order to unlock it, I need to supply the demand. So I need to supply asphalt to 3 businesses or towns in Australia first, for me to be able to then be approved to build the business and the industry on Australian soil. So first you would ship asphalt specifically to complete towns and businesses, and then once you've completed towns and businesses, then you can open up the industries, and then you can start supplying those industries locally and then giving all the goods out that way. Whew. And whilst right now, like dealing with a lot of the businesses is really easy, right? Because it's like, hey, a business requires, 1 ton of good or whatever. It's not always the case. Like if we go and have a look at bricks. So we've got plenty of places here that require 7 tons, 42 tons. And then you've got this big guy that needs 360 tons. And then you've got this guy down here that needs 7,589 tons. And when you start getting to that level, that's when you're needing to really set up those logistical networks and just leave them be. These are one-time demands. Once you've completed a town or a business, it is completed for the rest of the game. Now, businesses and towns are slightly different from one another. So towns are... so a business, let's use one for an example. So Elstrip Mill needs bottles, mung beans, and something else. By having supplied it with those 3 goods, done. Business done, business doesn't care. Like I've shown previously, towns are a different beast. Towns have population consume. So while I'm supplying Nordborg with gold, and then maybe I'm going back to get tree nuts, it's consuming that gold. Once I've completed all of the requirements for the town, it no longer consumes. The town is considered satisfied, and it goes gold. And once a business is done, it produces a set amount of its product for you to ship. No, it's not quite to that level. Thankfully, I think. It's only industries that produce for us. Sometimes those industries are locked. So we had a situation, I'll sort of show it off. Had a situation here in Holden. So the way that the game locks an industry is by locking its input. So for instance, here in Holden, we have an industry of dairy, which produces milk and fertilizer. But that dairy needed bottles and sorghum. Now, when a industry requires a good, that's fine. It's completely unlocked. Normally, it's just fine. If the town also requires the good, the industry is locked from being used until you have completed the town. When you start adding to that we recently had some kind of... so Norway is a bit weird. Norway has towns that have a functionality which I have only just discovered in the game this session. So Norway's towns have Tanager's not a good example because I unlocked it, have locks on them. So in order for me to unlock this place that I'm not going to pronounce because I will butcher the pronunciation, I need to first have completed 5 nearby businesses. And nearby businesses are sort of shown by this circle that's flowing around it. So I need to have completed 5 of these businesses just to unlock the town, just to complete the town. So if that town also has an industry, it's yet another step. And that's where some of the levels and layers of complexity in this game lie. Plus, there is things like really complex goods that require massive logistics changes. So, for instance, we have here bionics. Bionics are going to require computers and robots and grow it and cultured meat and 3D printers. I guarantee that each of these individual things are also going to require interesting things. And then I guarantee that, like computers, right, is going to need circuit boards, and circuit boards are going to need, so on and so on and so forth. So it does get quite chaotic when we get to that point, but we're not at that point yet. Whew. And whilst I was talking like that, what I should have been doing was unlocking more of these roadworks, but alas, I was not. Well, yes, cultured meat for the skin of the bionics. Right, and by the end you're organising coups in South America to unlock mines there? Potentially. Remember that this game has the entire world simulated. The entire world. So who knows what I need to be going and doing in South America. Or in Africa, for that matter. Who knows? I do. So the game initially starts you in the Caribbean, yes, in the Caribbean. It starts you in the island of Martinique. And this is the scale that the game starts you at, right? Like, you've seen where I'm up to now. Like, the game just lets you in, like, nice and slowly, and then it's like, see, this is a cute little game, it's easy to figure out, you just do these things, and it's just fine. And then it throws you into New Zealand. And New Zealand seems massive compared to Martinique. And then New Zealand opens up Australia, and then Australia seems massive compared to New Zealand, and then you get over into Germany, and you're like, oh, okay. And Germany is going to look tiny compared to China, like China's going to look obscene. Yeah. Okay, let's travel over here if we can. I don't think we'll find any industry on these islands, but getting them unlocked is part and parcel of the game. I'm trying to see if there's any parts that I haven't really traveled to just yet. So far it doesn't seem like there is. It looks like we've traveled just about everywhere that we can. Which is maybe a little frustrating because, like I said, I was really hoping for some iron ore. There's a couple of roads here that we haven't touched. But here's the thing, the game really kindly, so this is one of the few things that the game does that's like really kind. If there was an industry over here that I haven't discovered, this would be green. So it would be like, hey, there's an industry near this place. You can't see it yet, but the game is letting you know that, like, hey, you might want to focus your attention over here. Since there isn't green here, I know there's no industry in this area. I'm still going to unlock it, still going to open it. There's a green one west of that Long Island. You mean this? Yes, I know that's Lingonberry. So we've unlocked this. So if we've got the roads around it, we can see it and unlock it. It's about finding finding industry that we haven't unlocked at this point. So let us go and grab this rocks, and we will undo that road work. Oh, nice. And is that a car museum? What the heck, Sweden? Just in the middle of nowhere? Yep, just a car museum, it's fine. Some rich dude with a car collection is like, it's a museum. Sorry about that noise. I will attempt to... turn that off. There we go. Okay, let's continue on traveling and seeing what we unlock. Oh yeah, and so it's worth remembering that we do have shipping available, and we will have air travel available at some point. At what point, I truthfully do not know. Sand, wood, and clay. They're all kind of annoying. Wood is the closest. And who knows what air travel will entail and how expensive it will be. My guess would be expensive. Airplanes are not cheap after all. Unless they've been in, recent crashes. Okay. I think we have basically discovered all of the bottom section of Sweden. It looks like there's a couple of places that we haven't. But for the most part, just sort of having a look. Yep, so now it's just this other guy. Alright, cool. Well, what we'll do is we will move up here to... That didn't work. Let's try that. Move up here so that way we can start unlocking these areas with 2 trucks at once. I don't expect to find any more industry up here, but you never know. Maybe there's oil fields over here that I'm not familiar with. That'd be nice. I could totally do with an oil field right about now. Definitely do with an oil field right about now. Okay. Oh, stop giving me roadworks, game. So the roadworks are actually something in the game that I really sort of dislike. It's just busy work. And it's busy work for no real reason. Like it's not like it's checking that I have access to gravel. Yeah, that's correct. I get a supply of stuff from unlocked industries. So each of these greens are unlocked industries that I can get supply from. So like we got a chicken coop here, chicken farm, where we can get chicken and eggs and fertilizer from, and we just need to supply it with wheat. So it's a good example. From what I understand, I think the game, as the game matures, it really slows down with the roadworks. And the reason why I know this is because when I hover over these figures, and this is something that you can see, these figures are, this one on the left is businesses, the 151 on the right is towns, the one under the towns is roads, and the one under that is industries. So industries that I've level 3'd. There are 167,374 businesses in the game. There are 47,986 towns in the game. So, as you can see, I'm really small compared to those, right? Like, I've barely even got 1% of any of those. Yet, in the roads, I've already done 449 roads out of 9,863. So, I think as the game progresses, it really slows down with these roadworks. They start being just in pivotal areas, and they stop being this like constant move forward a little bit. Oh, look, another roadwork. At least I hope that is the case. Oh, discovered an industry iron mine. There we go. Alright, so Kiruna in Sweden, with a population of 17,037, really likes its hamburgers and produces an iron mine. No idea what this R means. Yeah. No, it's in Sweden. Isn't Norway this top bit? Kiruna has a space center as well. Now we got an ice hotel. And some other things over there. So, no, it doesn't look like the space center is there. We can add that as a fun fact. A fun fact in this game once we've completed 1,000 businesses. We're at 321. Wouldn't take too long to do. We could probably get close to doing it right now, actually, but let's grab this iron ore and drag it on down to a steel mill. Okay, the iron mine could do with... So our goal is to level this up. So the iron mine needs wood to level up. So, ooh, how much does it need? 32. Excellent. Let's get the wood from that store that we have. So steel is good. Steel is a road unlocker as well, so there's that. Cool, we've leveled up iron mine, that's good. Unfortunately, the steel mill requires coal. We have not unlocked coal yet, so we're pretty limited to what we can supply. That's a little frustrating. So we're going to be limited to a relatively small amount of steel at this point in the game. It looks like we've basically fully explored Sweden now. It looks like the border to Norway, which is here. How does money work? Do you spend money over time on salaries and maintenance and such? You spend a little on fuel. I think you also spend it on like buying goods from these industries. But most of the expenses are fairly minuscule. The only time it adds up is when you're delivering goods from industries to ports and stuff, because you're not getting paid for delivering those goods. When you're delivering goods to like an industry that needs them, you're getting paid fairly substantially. So that's fine. Alright. So, oh wait, we still have more. Oh no, that's Finland. Okay. Do we have access into Finland? No, we do not. Okay, I didn't think so, but There's a tiny bit of road here that I haven't looked at, but oh, it's going to bug me unless I do it. So alright. Oh, hang on. Are one of these steel? Okay, so we've got a roadwork there. It's aluminium. So is there anything stopping you from taking a boat and just sailing over to, say, the US or China at this point? Well, yes, sort of. In order for there to be any point to doing that, I would need to, so driving a ship over to a port does nothing. What you need is, you need to have storage in that port in order to use it, right? So let's use this for an example. We have a port over here. And here's a port. So the port of Bremen. In order for me to have storage here, I need to complete it. And I can only complete it with all of these goods. And the other problem is, so without completing this, there's no point in it. You know what I mean? The other port that we have is the port of Hamburg, which I dare say is going to be the port that we end up doing. We still have one thing that we haven't seen yet, but who knows? But the game has quite a few different unlocks. It's not linear. If I wanted to, where else could I expand? I could expand to South Korea. So if I completed Christchurch in New Zealand, I could expand to South Korea. There's a few other places that I could expand to. I think I even have a USA expansion, potentially. Yeah, Trucking USA. So if I wanted to go to the USA, I could do that by completing that quest. And it says, P.S. there may also be a second way of getting to the USA. By rail, I think. No, maybe it was air. You can figure that one out. So, that's another option as well. But I also have access to a bunch of islands, so I could, if I wanted to, I could stop doing this and start focusing instead on these islands over here. And who knows, maybe even more of these islands, but I don't know, the whole idea of fulfilling these islands seems pretty trivial compared to what I'm doing over in Germany. And there are things that I'm wanting to find. So I found machinery in Germany, which is really good. So my goal is to unlock a port. I don't know which port yet. But unlock a port, which will hopefully allow me to do some stuff. Actually, what? Oh no, definitely not you. Are there any other ports that I have access to? We've got a lock on doing more stuff here, unfortunately. Oh, that only requires boats. It's doable. Ah, right, to get into Russia and stuff. Port of St. Petersburg. Okay, let me figure out what I'm doing. Steel. I was looking at roadworks. I keep getting distracted. Such a terrible streamer. Let's look at roadworks. No, I don't think so. Like I said, I mean, maybe. But a lot of them will have unique resources, like, you know, sorry, just having a quick look at this first. So, for instance, Sweden has, you know, lingonberry and meatball and potatoes. So, you know, if a place really likes meatball and potatoes, you know, it's unique industries. So, and that's what the U stands for. There might not be a U on meatball and potatoes, but there is. So U stands for unique, and that means that, yeah, each country probably has a few unique goods, and they will sort of limit your expansion.